Okay, good morning, friends. So, the next topic in power screw is efficiency of square thread. We know that square threads are very important in power screw. So, the efficiency of square threads can be seen by this. This is the force diagram of lifting load which we have already seen in the previous videos also. Now, this is the lifting load. That's why effort is in the right direction. Okay, and mu n it is in the downward direction this way, and W is always in this direction, that is vertical downward, and N is perpendicular to the inclined plane. Now these things we have done. So the work output will be what? The force upon the distance travel in the direction of forces, that is W into L. This is the L. Okay. Now the effort. The input consists of rotating the screw by means of an effort, because the input is what? The effort which we are providing to lift the load. So the work input is equal to what? The force upon distance traveled in the direction of force, which is equal to P into pi dm. Okay, this is the pi dm. P into pi dm. And the efficiency of the screw will be given by the term of this, that is work output upon work input, that is WL upon P pi dm. So W upon P into 10 of alpha, because we know that this L upon pi dm is what? This is opposite upon adjacent, that means 10 of alpha. So due to this we can say that 10 of alpha W upon P. So this term is changed. Now we get this equation. Okay, now how to get the value of W and how to get the value of P? Just see. So P is equal to what? We know that this relation which we have already seen, P is equal to W 10 of 5 plus alpha. If you put this value here, then what we will get? This W and this W will get cancelled definitely. So 10 of alpha upon 10 of 5 plus alpha. But this 10 of 5 plus alpha means what? 10 of A plus B. It will explain something more. So this is the term here, and this term, that is the for the efficiency of square thread, it depends on three major factors are there. That is the mean diameter of screw, then the lead of the screw, and the coefficient of friction. These three things are very important for square threads. So this expression gives only the efficiency, but it has some limitations, that it doesn't consider any friction losses, okay, between the screw and the nut. So it does not take into consideration other friction losses also, such as collar friction loss and all this thing. So it is not a proper equation to find out the overall efficiency of the screw. So to change this equation or to increase the efficiency of square thread, two things we can do, that is reduce the coefficient of friction between the screw and the nut and increase the helix angle from 40 degree to 45 degree, or you can use multiple threads also. So like this we can change it. So by rearranging this term, means this equation, so that we can get the maximum efficiency from this screw threads, what we can get, we have just changed this 10 of alpha is equal to sine of alpha upon cos of alpha, and this 10 of alpha plus phi is equal to sine of alpha plus phi upon cos of alpha plus phi. So what we get? Sine of alpha into cos of alpha plus phi divided by cos of alpha into sine of alpha plus phi. So this equation get changed to efficiency 2 into sine of alpha cos of alpha plus phi divided by 2 cos of alpha into sine of alpha plus phi. So we get this equation here. Okay, now this is the equation which is needed for the efficiency of. So the trigonometry relation which we are using here is this. because we know that it is difficult to remember the previous trigonometry relation which we have already learned in the 11th and 12th. So this is the equation which we use: 2 sine of a into cos of b equal to sine of a plus b plus sine of a minus b. Okay, now second term is what? 2 sine of b cos of a. So this, we rearranging these terms in this way. So this is the base equation which we are using here. Okay, so to understand from where we have taken that formula, I have written this thing. Okay, so C and D in B, which we have seen. So the previous equation which we have seen, now in that equation I am putting this term. So 2 sine of alpha plus phi, this will become this way: sine of alpha plus phi, because in the next term it was this cos of alpha plus phi was there. Same thing here. So we get the term in this way. Now this equation alpha plus alpha will become 2 times of alpha. Here alpha get cancelled. Then here also same thing. Here also alpha get cancelled. Minus of phi is there. Okay. After opening the bracket, this sign will get minus. That's why it is minus shown here. Now this minus, this plus minus minus, and this minus minus become plus here. So the equation get changed and it becomes this. So sine of 2 times alpha plus phi into minus sine of phi divided by sine of 2 alpha plus phi plus sine of phi. Now we get this equation. So the coefficient of friction is constant and the only variable is what? The alpha. The alpha is the only variable here. Okay, just remember this part. So for maximum efficiency, or for the efficiency, the maximum term is what? 2 times alpha plus phi should be maximum. So this term should be maximum always, so that then only we will get a maximum efficiency. So the maximum value of sine is what? 1. The angle should be 90 degree. So if you put that value, 2 times alpha plus phi is equal to 90 degree means sine 1. So we are taking antilog. So not antilog, it is that if sine is transferred here, sine inverse, you will get 90 degree. So alpha is equal to what? 45 minus 5 by 2 degree. So this value will give you the value of alpha, which will help you to get a maximum efficiency. So, and if you put that 2 times alpha plus phi is equal to 90 degree, this value, if you are going to put here, then what we are going to get? Sine of 90 degree minus sine of phi divided by sine of 90 degree plus sine of phi. So this 90 degree means 1. This 90 degree means 1. 1 minus sine of phi divided by 1 plus sine of phi. So this is the final equation which we are getting here for the maximum efficiency. So to calculate the maximum efficiency of square root, you have to use this equation, that is 1 minus sine of phi divided by 1 plus sine of phi. So I think you understand this part very easily. It's a very simple equation, but it is needed in examination also many times. So thank you very much.